Hello, everyone. This is Howard Fox, and welcome back for another episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series, the podcast that celebrates individuals and families, businesses, and organizations that seek out and promote the exploration, stewardship, conservation, access, and enjoyment of the outdoors. Jodi Robbins and Matt Horner are our guests today. Jodi is the Executive Director of the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Matt is the Programs Coordinator. Jodi and Matt, welcome to the Outdoor Adventure Series.
Good morning, Howard. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I don't yet have a full cup of coffee in me. I heard a rumor you have a coffee shop right downstairs in the first floors of some
Yes.
of your...
Yes, we have a bakery called Honeybee Bakery, and they specialize in, they have a lot of vegan opportunities. I mean, they have all the like good stuff too, but they make a bean cup of coffee and they have all kinds of specialty drinks. So yeah, Matt and I get to smell that lovely baking that happens all week long.
Yes, the smell rises right into our office. So
That's pretty cool. I once worked at a pharmaceutical company on a project. I think it was out in Pennsylvania, and they actually had this coffee kiosk right as you walked into the building. I thought that was pure luxury, because anything's better than the coffee out of those old pots and filters. But I digress. I'm a coffee guy too, so I can talk about coffee all day long. But let's talk about Medina County. First off, for our listeners, where is Medina County located? Jodi, why don't you kick that one off?
Sure. Medina County is located about 20 miles south of Cleveland. So if you're familiar with Cleveland, Ohio, we're kind of up in the northeast corner. We're kind of in the actual heart of Ohio, kind of that northeast quadrant. We're only about an hour and a half north of Columbus. We can get to Cincinnati in 4 hours. So we're kind of like, if you're doing a catty corner cross trip from Cincinnati to Cleveland, you'll run into Medina County.
Okay, very good. Now, how long have you been in your current role as executive director for the Convention and Visitors Bureau?
I've technically only been in the executive director role for about a year. So we kind of reformatted the organization in 2022. We had a director here. His name was Dan, and he served here for almost 30 years. Mm-hmm. And so with the onset of COVID and things like that, we knew as a county that we kind of needed to make some changes as he was getting ready to retire. And he was great. A lot of our businesses and attractions know him very well, and he served the county very well. But we knew that we needed to make some change, and he had noted that we needed to make those changes. So I actually came on in 2023 to kind of help with that process. We actually even moved offices. And so moving into the office in 2023, and then I had a few directors come in, and they didn't stay long. And so in 2023, whenever I came on board as the office manager, just kind of learned a lot about the organization. And then when the previous director left in 2024, the board had decided that probably the best way to continue the momentum that we had was to see if I could come on as interim. And I did that for about 6 months, and then became the official director at the beginning of December of 2024. So I've been here for about 3 years, but it's been a lot.
Excellent. I love it. I love hearing about individuals, their journeys into their positions, and it sounds like there's a lot of changes that were going on in Medina County, and you never know, right place, right time, and sounds like you're enjoying the work, and there's a lot of opportunities because you've got some cool things going on, at least from the website that I could tell. Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself. What does a programs coordinator do?
Wow, that's
everything Jodi tells you to do. She's got this
we
wild idea, and
we might need a couple episodes, Howard.
All right.
No, but so right now, our big thing is advertising Medina County outside of Medina County. So for me, our advertorials that we do, whether it be digital or in publications, that's what I'm doing right now. The other thing is keeping track of events, social media. We work with a third party marketing team that helps us out, but a lot of our organic stuff is coming from me.
Okay. Very interesting. An organization that I'm a member of, the Outdoor Writers Association of America, we have been a member actually since I moved to Las Vegas from Chicago. And I wanted to get outside and see the desert, the stars. And I was introduced to the OWAA, and our executive director, Ches Chezik, is up the road a piece in Cincinnati. We've got some great journalists in Columbus. And so you've got a lot of, at least through organizations like ours, I mean, it sounds like you've got a lot of opportunities to promote yourself. And that's not a bad thing. I just let more people know outside of your geographic area that you're on the map. And which brings a question I'm curious about, Jodi, is folks that are coming that know about Medina and all that it has to offer, the outdoor activities, which we are the Outdoor Adventure Series, and I know I'm behind me is one of your outdoor activities, okay? And you didn't comment on that, so but that's okay.
I see
But
that picture a lot. That's Owen's Flagger. So yeah, I'm familiar with what that is. So
okay,
thank you.
okay. But you see, you've got the lots of activities, the convention and visitor bureau. You got good food, good coffee. Where are folks coming in from? Just this kind of, is this a spend a day trip? Is this a weekend getaway? Who are the folks that are coming in and kind of enjoying all that you have to offer?
So we try to market to people that are about at least an hour and a half to 2 hours away. Now I
Mhm.
can talk a little bit later about some of our farther reaching visitors that we're trying to market to, but predominantly right now, we like to promote Medina County as a weekend getaway.
Mm.
There are lots of day trips that can happen in and around the county, but for the purposes of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, we benefit from bed tax that
Mhm.
comes from the county. And so we like to promote weekend getaways, especially if it's a first time that a family or a group is coming to Medina County, just simply because there is so much to do. This isn't come to a concert and go home. This is, you could have a weekend where you would come for a concert at Mapleside and you would have dinner in Brunswick and maybe stay in Brunswick, Medina, or the next day you get up, you plan to go to maybe one of the farmers markets. You plan to, we've got a hotel down in Seville, Ohio, which is the southern part of the county, that actually has a full kitchen in some of their rooms. So you can really stay here and kind of live like the rest of us. That's one of the
Mhm.
things that Medina County has, that a lot of areas that that don't necessarily have tourism attractions, we have all that stuff that's kind of our everyday. Like you said, the
Okay.
coffee shops, the amazing restaurants. And so most of the people that we attract are within an hour and a half, 2 hours away. But we do have plans to kind of market a little farther out.
Okay. Very cool. Now, Matt, I'm curious because we have Visit Medina County and the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau. That means something else to me. I know there's a huge overlap, but
Yeah.
are you also attracting, smaller conventions and group getaways into this community?
Exactly. So we're slowly transitioning and starting. I actually just Jody and I just finished our brand new. We have a meeting, conference, and convention planner that we just finished. That it's like our guide, but it's specifically for events and group outings. So the front of the guide lists all the hotels that are in Medina County, and then the rest of the guide is all the places that you can have events in Medina County,
Okay.
broke down by cities and townships and villages. So we are really trying to make a new push to have people come into Medina County and have your meetings here, have your events here, have your team building exercises here, whatever it takes to get groups, businesses, and meetings here in Medina County. It's kind of a new thing that we're starting up, and we're excited to keep pushing to get groups here.
Okay. Is there an optimal size? And the reason I ask that is the OWAA. I mean, we have 370, 400 members. Now we have an annual conference every year, and we also have, we're supposed to be having smaller regional conferences, kind of specialty getaways for outdoor journalists to come in, explore, gather material they can use for the variety of the uh, the publications that they produce for.
Yeah.
So those are that. The last one we did was in Tennessee, and it was maybe 30 to 40 journalists like myself. There were other outdoor destination marketing organizations. There were some vendors. But what would be so? I'm thinking this would our organization, at least a smaller event, would be perfect in Medina County. What would you say your size is for an event to be able to people to come in, have a place to stay, have some outdoor activities, some good food and coffee. What would be an optimal size that you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of have everything on the whole spectrum. You can have a meeting of 5 people, and we've got a meeting space for it. You could have a meeting of 350 people, and we'll have a meeting space for up to even
Really?
500 people. I
Oh,
think that
wow.
honestly, that 50 person range is like almost like perfect because
Okay.
you can find, I would say, 90% of our meeting spaces would be able to accommodate you. And most of them are around restaurants and foods and right off the highway or right next to a hotel. So
Yeah, we have it.
Okay.
We have a conference center kind of down in the southern part of the county in Wadsworth that actually has 2 hotels on campus. So
Oh, really?
there's a large site at the Galaxy is the name of the event venue. And then on either side of that, we have a Holiday Inn and a Comfort Suites on either side of that. So you could come, depending on the time of year. We would ask that you don't come during Hall of Fame weekend because it's kind of busy. But you,
Ah,
especially in the late fall, early winter through winter and late spring, you could probably hold comfortably. You could probably hold about 300 people and kind of divvy up the hotels. And if you want to work through hotel blocks and stuff like that, we have really good hotels in the area. A lot of them are award winning, and so their teams are very knowledgeable about room blocks and things like that. So
okay. Excellent. So, Jody, when you take away some of the, for me, like obvious golf courses. I mean, I've used to golf. I played disc golf. I learned how to play disc golf in Tennessee, and I actually found out I have one right around the block from me. So that's my new go-to sport. But what are some of the main attractions for the folks coming in that weekend getaways, or even the folks coming in for some of the conferences? What are some of the main attractions that people are going to come back and say, "Wow, I didn't know that."
yeah, I think the number one that we're promoting right now for various reasons would be the Medina County Park District. What are the stats on the parks? Matt's going to think about it for a minute, but we have acres and acres and acres of parks, and they're all a little bit different. You've got the one behind you. Not all of our parks have a lake or water associated with them, but most of them do. And I think the thing that we pride ourselves on here at the parks, not only do we have a lot of them, but they kind of encompass the entire county. There are several parks that you can walk from one park to another. There are several parks that are set up right in the middle of cities that you can take advantage of. For instance, in Brunswick Lake Park, it's kind of, and I know I'm probably going to catch flack for this, but it kind of reminds me of Central Park in the fact that you've got hotels and shopping and restaurants all around this park area. So you can literally walk out of the hotel at Comfort Suites in Brunswick and walk through the park and come back.
Mhm.
You can walk out of the hotel, walk through the park, walk to a restaurant. I think that that's really unique for some of the, obviously we don't have big cities here, but the cities that we do have, they kind of capitalize on that living outdoors. What does that look like? We have several parks that have huge playgrounds. There's one at Allerdale Park that there is a meeting space at Allerdale Park, but they also just built an award-winning playground, and it's huge. And you can have families, and some of our parks, you can't take pets because they are wildlife protection areas, but for the most part, You can take your pets. Several of our parks actually have dog parks within the park itself.
Okay.
So I would say that would be the first thing. Like if you need to get outside, come to Medina County. I think some of the other things that we boast, again, we talked about coffee shops and food. One of the things Matt and I really want to work on is what a taco tour would look like. I know that seems for Northeast Ohio, but our Mexican restaurants around here are top notch. I mean, there's kind of like you could do like, what's your favorite salsa? What's your favorite taco? We've got street tacos. I love tacos. Anywho,
You need Taco Fest.
yes,
Yeah.
Taco Fest would be great. So food and restaurants, but we also have some unique attractions. So one of the ones that we talk about a lot is Castle Noel. So that's right here. It's actually a stone's throw from our office. Castle Noel is the largest Christmas attraction in the United States. And so that is run by Mark and Dana Claus. I'm not kidding. That's actually their last name. And he is a lover of Christmas. He is a lover of nostalgia. And so he has gotten a lot of different things as far as costumes, masks. We actually have the RV, Uncle Eddie's RV from Christmas Vacation lives in Medina, Ohio. Yes, it is the actual RV. It is not a replica. So if you love Christmas movies and you would like to take a shot at seeing some things that you may have seen in those movies, I know Elf is a big one.
Yeah, he's got a whole. They call it the grand room, the grand hall, and half of it is the Grinch. So
Like the
Okay.
live action Grinch.
yeah, so Mark and Dana Claus have a direct line to Hollywood, basically.
I
So
love it. I love it.
they even newer movies that they got. I know that they have a couple coming soon things that for the next holiday season. So with some movies that just came out this past holiday. So they're always growing, and
Yeah.
it's wild to see.
They've actually
Yeah.
procured several windows from some of these stores in New York. They have windows that they've procured from Saks Fifth Avenue and a few other stores that they like to highlight kind of at their attraction.
Wow. I heard, and I haven't jumped in to actually get any facts on it, but I heard, for example, Macy's is
Yes.
having some trouble. Some of those stores are closing. We used to have Marshall Fields in downtown Chicago on State Street, and during Christmas time, all the windows were decorated. And then Macy's came in and they kept up that tradition. I don't know what's happening with Macy's in Chicago, so maybe those windows from Chicago will end up in
That would be
Stone's
great.
Throw.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
be
that
kind of
would
cool.
be really cool. Yeah.
So I have an idea. If you would indulge me a little bit to take us on a little tour of your website, because that'll give us a flavor of some more of the attractions. Who's going to do the kicking the tires and navigating for me?
Matt's gonna navigate for us. This is definitely his
Matt is the navigator. Okay, that's why you're the captain.
I'm
Matt's
the
the navigator.
captain.
All right. So here, hopefully the miracle of modern technology here. All right. So we should be seeing your website.
There it is.
Okay. Let me just do a quick refresh. Oh, look at that. I think I recognize that site.
Slightly familiar.
I like that. I like that. Okay, Matt, where should we take a tour to?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can start on the main page. And actually, one of the things that we're most excited about is if you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom,
Okay.
because we'll work our way back.
All
So
right.
right there, if you want to scroll up a little bit more. So we just got our 2025 visitors guide in. So this is something that Jodi and I have been working on since October, and brand new from Friday or Thursday morning. So this is the place to go to request your guide, and we'll mail it out to you.
Okay.
And then you can also obviously view the digital version too.
Okay. This is a great idea for a giveaway to get people to get their interest piqued here. Okay.
Yeah, and we mail all over. So
Excellent.
yeah,
Okay.
so if you want to scroll back up, probably our next most important tab would be our events page.
Okay. And so we've got arts, Main Street, Wadsworth. How many communities, by the way, are comprised within the county that are actively a part of this, or is it
Yeah.
everybody?
So we have, it is the entire county. We promote everybody in the entire county. We have 3 cities.
Okay.
Well, Brunswick, which is our kind of our northeastern, kind of the heading into the Cleveland area. We've got Medina, which is right in the center. And then we've got Wadsworth, which is a city that is kind of the southern part. But we also have villages and townships all in and around. So almost every one of our townships and villages have a historical society.
That, by the way, when I was
Yeah.
looking at the website, I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. And there's actually an historical council that
Okay.
meets on the regular, and they have events that we promote. We're getting ready to have historical Thursdays in and around an event called the Dandelion Drive, which is
Mhm.
reminiscent of like a fall foliage tour.
Oh.
And so it's kind of in May. But so we have different townships. So we have Hinckley and Chippewa Lake, which is a village. We have the village of Seville. We have the village of Lodi. And then we've got Sharon Township, and just so many different little areas that are all pretty proud of who they are and their history and kind of what they promote. So 3 big
Okay.
cities, 4 villages, and then everybody else. And we all play pretty nice together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, go
Very
ahead
cool.
and click on the events, the word events again there.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, so we have the ability to put events in ourselves, or our partners are able to go in and put events in themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I know for an outdoor one, we got our 29th annual Medina County Earth Day Festival.
Okay. Earth
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
When is that?
So that is April 26th, and that is
Okay.
at Buffalo Creek Retreat in Seville.
Okay. Okay. So I guess I'm going forward here. I should have gone
That's
back.
fine. That's fine.
Okay. April. I see wine. That's a good sign.
And we got a beer fest too coming.
There you go. Okay. Okay. Here you go. 29th annual Medina County Earth Day Festival.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And that's sponsored by the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Where else should we go?
So for an event like that, we would encourage people to come to the event.
Mhm.
And then you can kind of peruse the website and see different places to stay. Like, where do you want to stay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you coming for just an overnight, or do you want to take advantage of an amenity that has full kitchen?
Yeah.
We have
Okay.
great restaurants, but I think if people are traveling on a budget too, sometimes popping in one of the farmers markets, taking the food with you back, that's an option as
Yeah.
well.
I saw, yes, farmers market. I love farmers markets. There we go. It's one thing when I used to live in Henderson, there was a farmers market like on Thursdays, and I would
Mhm.
just hope I didn't have a coaching appointment at the
Right.
time
You
during
could
the,
go. Yeah.
but
Right now,
but
we don't have any midweek markets. We're kind of tossing around the idea of it. Part of the reason is because where the farmers markets happen, they're kind of
right.
right in the middle of town. And so
Yeah.
shutting traffic down for a farmer's market on a Thursday doesn't necessarily make sense in Wadsworth
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
that makes
Medina.
sense.
But I know that we have a new attraction that's coming. It's Market 42. They're actually going to have a market that is Saturday and Sunday. So that'd be
Oh,
that'd be
I would be all over that. I'd be
Oh,
all.
yeah.
Besides food, I'm a photographer, and obviously I love going on site and just kind of doing interviews,
Mhm.
for the podcast, and it's just like I'd be all over that. All
Yeah.
right, where's next, Matt?
Yeah, so we have, as you can see, we have our eat and drink, things to do, places to stay. But
Okay.
probably our next most important tab is if you hit plan a visit.
Plan a visit. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to remember there's that at the header. I need to
Yeah.
click on those, but there's also the drop down.
Yeah, if you want to go to the drop down, I'll
Okay.
show you something over here. So if you go to the drop down, and we have itinerary ideas and trails.
Okay.
So
I think I
we
was
have
on this page.
created
Yeah.
the CVB and our marketing teams have created itineraries. So when you come into town, we have put itineraries together for you for whatever you want to do. If you want to come here for beer, if you want to come here for golf, if you want to come here for parks, we have put an itinerary together for you. So there's ideas on where to eat, where to stay, and what parks would be around those areas. So
Oh, I love it. And I love that you got the nature trails, you've got the camping, wildlife. I love birding. Uh, of course, we have golf and folks that want to pamper themselves.
yeah,
Very cool. There was a winter scene, I think it was with this Embrace the Chill. It's a photo. I was going to lift that photo for my background, but I thought, look, we're in springtime right now. I'm not going to.
We've had enough.
yeah.
We've had.
It's pretty, but we're done. Spring.
I don't know if I could go back to it. I mean, I would love to visit it, but I don't know if I could go back to it full time. But it's pretty. All right, very cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Actually, we have to do this. This is for me. So eat and drink. So each of you pick out 2 places. We'll get to coffee in a second. So pick out 2 places that we should. Let's say Jodi for breakfast. Where are we going?
Well, I don't eat breakfast, so
You
that
don't
might.
eat breakfast.
I'm a huge fan of breakfast.
Yeah, we'll do Jane's Diner. It's right on the square here in if you wanna hit Medina for the location.
Okay. Medina. All right. Search.
Yeah.
We're fine.
All right. I can follow directions.
That's all right.
Okay. Antonio's a cupcake a day. Whoa, can't go there.
I mean, that's more in line with what I would do for breakfast. So
Yeah.
Yeah, circle. Oh gosh.
Yeah, we could do circles on the square.
you could do that if you want.
You want to talk about made donuts?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
They have a bourbon maple donut that is just. I'll do it like once a quarter. That's all I
Yeah.
can eat.
yeah,
I will.
mean,
I'll take your word for that one. Okay, which diner now, Matt?
I would move forward a little bit. Is there any?
you scroll down, keep scrolling down,
Oh,
and then
keep scrolling.
insert more
Insert
or load more.
load
Oh,
more.
okay. Wow, you guys have thought of everything here.
You're looking for
Okay.
James.
Yeah,
Jane,
You're
where are you?
or Handel's ice cream. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
could have
There's
you can have ice cream for.
I have to watch my sugar intake, okay? So I
okay.
can't do that. I'm all over breakfast, eggs. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. No. So yeah,
James-
Jane's Diner is one of my favorites. I mean, they've kind of have a like an Eastern European style, I guess you want to call it, breakfast. But my go-to is always it's called the Jane's Classic Handheld, which is basically just a breakfast sandwich with bacon, but it's freshly made. Everything's freshly made. It's a husband and wife diner. So
I love it. And I love where I grew up in Michigan. It was actually a suburb of Michigan. It was right on the border of Detroit. And I grew up with this diner and they had counter service. That's
You
all
can
it
do
was in
there
one
at James,
table.
too. Yep, you
Oh,
can do that too.
I love it. I love it. All right, Jodi. So where are you gonna take us to eat or drink? It's okay.
If
we
you're
go.
gonna do both, and again, Matt, just for some reference, Matt and I both do live in Medina,
Mhm.
so we have our favorite local watering holes.
yeah.
Oh,
I would have to
this-
say,
This looks good, by the way. Barbecue. Oh my!
Yeah.
I stopped for barbecue too.
I think
Uh,
it's a hard toss for me because there's 2 places. So the one that is kind of a family favorite for me is Monarca Cantina.
Okay.
So that's in Medina.
Okay.
And you'd have to scroll down even farther for that one.
Okay.
But Monarca Cantina is a very authentic Mexican restaurant. They have the best margaritas in town, as far as I'm concerned. My
Okay.
favorite, the blood orange, is my favorite
Ooh,
margarita.
that sounds good.
They have margarita flights. So that's definitely take somebody with you that can drive you home. They have everything from street tacos to actual like meals and entrees. Their fajitas are out of this
Oh.
world. Just a ton of excellent food. And the picture doesn't really do it justice. It's a very large restaurant when you walk in. They have
Okay.
a complete tree, and Minorca is butterfly. So you've
Okay.
got all of everything inside is butterflies. But then probably my second favorite
Okay.
is Time Squared, or Time 2. So that also is kind of across the street actually from Casa Noel in Medina, and their chef there, John Kohler, he's kind of curated this. You have fine dining upstairs, but downstairs kind of the pub, and you can get burgers and pizza um, that are just kind of above par.
Okay.
They're not your average pizza. They have um, some meat lovers pizzas. They do a lot of specialty pizzas as well. And their drinks are really good, and they have cocktails and mocktails, which is kind of an added bonus
Okay. And it
for
was
those in
called
the
Time
company.
Squared.
Yeah, it's kind of down towards the bottom. But
Okay.
again, that's one of those places, like if you were coming from out of town and you were celebrating kind of a monumental thing, whether it would be an anniversary or a birthday, and you wanted a kind of a fine dining atmosphere,
Right.
you could find it there at
Okay.
Time. But
Very good.
again, you've got the pub downstairs, so.
All right. I love it. Yes. It sounds like you just got a lot to offer, and you can go total budget by going to the grocery stores in the market, like you said,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Mhm.
having a kitchen, or you can have a cupcake, coffee for breakfast,
Yeah. Yeah.
or have a nice big honkin' breakfast sandwich, which
Right.
that would be my choice. I
Yeah.
know where
We
I'm going
also
for dinner, though, by the way, is this place right
Yeah.
there.
We,
Okay.
we also have a lot of pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
mean,
A lot of pizza.
it starts, I mean, I would say up in Brunswick, we've got Ohio Pie,
Hmm.
which is kind of your unique pizzas.
Good. Very good.
And then
Well,
we've got Courthouse right here on the square, which is kind of the New York style pizza. We've got Sparky's down in Seville.
Yeah. It's
It's everywhere. You
Yeah.
could do a pizza tour.
see all these ideas that are percolating now. You've got
Yeah,
pizza,
right.
coffee, beer. I know we mentioned one other thing, but that's pretty cool. All right, I am going to stop sharing.
Okay.
Thank you for taking us on the tour.
Yeah.
I love, and what I love about it is we can kind of share this up on YouTube, and people will say, "Oh, wow! Oh, here's this. Okay, nice winter scene. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay." I just realized I'm looking at the screen. I should be looking at you. Okay, there's a
That's
winter
okay.
scene on the screen. I know you want to get past winter. So I am curious, what's been your aha moment, Jody, since you have really taken the reins of this organization and really in with Matt, and I'm sure you've got a much larger team helping to support really carrying out this mission. But what's been your biggest aha moment since you have
I
been
think
the executive
so
director?
my history is kind of in economic development. And so I worked for the Economic Development Corporation for here in the county for about 12 years. And business is really important. We have in our guide, kind of smack dab in the middle, we kind of highlight made in Medina County. What are the things that are made here? What really keeps our economy growing? What do people that work here do? What do they make? And we're highlighting an organization for Made in Medina County in our guide that actually makes first responder tools for firemen. There's a company
Mhm.
called Fire Decks, and they actually sew things here, make them here, ship them all over the United States. So I think kind of my aha is, how does tourism partner with the industries that Medina County holds dear? The small businesses, the bigger businesses. And I think what I've realized in that aha moment is, because we have so many great things being made here, because you've got one company that makes screws for Honda, because you've got another company that makes actually makes large quantities of different types of food that get shipped everywhere. Because we have that, we have all of the amenities around us that might make for a really good weekend away.
Okay.
So it's kind of one of those things where tourism helps prolong all of the great things that we have. I have this kind of like underlying rule that if it's not Medina County, I probably don't need it. Which, I'm kind of a homebody, but I do understand tourism, and I know people want to get away. And I think too, in my relationships that I'm building with different directors throughout the state in tourism, is that not everybody has all of the things that we have here. Not
Right.
everybody is has the benefit of having the ability to even have a taco tour, right? If you've
Right.
got one good Mexican restaurant, you're probably pretty lucky. But we've got like 6 just in Medina. That doesn't include the 5 or 6 that are in Brunswick and several that are in Wadsworth and in and around. And so
Mhm.
my aha moment is that we really do live in an area that if somebody wanted to pick up their small business and move here, it would be like a vacation all of the time. And I don't say that to be tongue in cheek, but I say that because of the amenities that we have here. I have a
Mhm.
daughter that has moved to Northern Kentucky, and they just don't have the things that we have there. It doesn't make it a bad place to live. It's just that she's so used to having everything she could ever want or need here.
Mhm.
And we want to be able to promote that not only to visitors, but potentially to business owners that might say, you know what? We've gone to Medina County and visited it. It's great. We think we would like to live in an atmosphere like that. So that's kind of been my aha moment of how does economic development and tourism partner? That's kind of one of them. You don't have to just visit here. You could actually come here and get a ton of help to start your business or to grow your business. So that's kind of been my aha.
Yeah, and I love that. And it's not lost on me about this connection between tourism, economic development, and I would also add, say that like the local chambers of commerce, because you
Yes.
also have to work together,
Mm.
and it's that coordination and partnering with each other that is really helps put communities up on the map because it's things to do, it's families moving in and start your business,
Right.
and it
Right.
all works together. Matt, before we head out, if
Mhm.
you were going to share an insight with our listeners, maybe somebody wants to come and spend some time in Medina County and your communities, what
Yeah.
would be your insight to go that you'd want to share with them?
Yeah, and we want people to picture themselves in Medina County. The amount of amenities and attractions and things to do that we offer, we want people to come here and we want to picture themselves here. That's going to be our thing going forward. It's like we want people here. We want you here. There's a lot of towns and cities out there that probably aren't as accepting as we are, and we're probably just in. And I kind of pointing off of her aha moment is my aha moment is seeing that the amount of people that just the community effort of wanting to be a part of getting people into Medina County.
Mhm.
Um, all the local businesses around here are very welcoming of
Mhm.
visitors,
Mhm.
and our goal is to get visitors here. So going forward, we want visitors, families, groups, even or just individuals
Mm.
to picture themselves in Medina County.
I love it. I love it. Now, before we head out, I know we just visited the website, but Matt, let's remind our listeners where's the
Yeah.
best places to go if they'd like to learn more about Medina County and the communities and everything you all have to offer.
Absolutely. Yeah. So our website is visitmedinacounty.com, and our social media pages mirror that. Can be found at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn at Visit Medina County, and Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Fantastic. Jodi, Matt, it's been a pleasure to have you both on the podcast. I really, again, the winter, I don't know. I could get used to it. I'm always looking for my next place to live. I always joke about that, but it sounds like a great community, and I think I hope through this podcast and we can kind of get the word out, and hopefully folks will be knocking on your door or filling out your form and
We
getting
want
that
you to
user
come.
guide.
We want you to
Yeah.
picture yourself in Medina County. At least just come visit us.
Yeah.
I would love to come visit you guys. We should talk about that because
You
I
should.
would love to interview you guys, the businesses, and
Mhm.
some of the attractions. I think that would be pretty cool. So, but thank you both for taking time out of your Mondays, and uh, I know I get a cup of coffee, have a good meal, and I'll be go have a good taco today. I
Yeah.
stop for tacos too,
Yeah.
but it's been a pleasure to have you both on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Howard.
Howard. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Okay. Hey, listen, stay on the line. We're going to do a quick close, and we can
Yeah.
have a real quick chat afterwards.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. All right, folks. So hope you enjoyed today's episode with Jodi Robbins and Matt Horner from Visit Medina County and the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Jodi is the executive director, and Matt is the programs coordinator. What a really cool community, this county right in almost central Ohio, really making a name for itself in not only its the attractions, the history, the good food, and also the ability to bring in visitors to come in, whether it's for that weekend getaway or for a actual convention. So for my peers at the OWAA, this is a great field fest location. So we'll have to talk about that. But hope you enjoyed today's episode. Folks, do go out to their website, the visitmedinacounty.com, and also the social sites that Matt had mentioned, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're going to provide all the backlinks up on our show notes. As for us, you can find us on our website, outdooradventureseries.com. We're also on LinkedIn and Facebook on our Outdoor Adventure Series pages. The video of this episode will be up on our YouTube channel, and we'll get to see the tour of the Visit Medina County website, Visit Medina County website, I should say. And great website, lots of opportunities to get to know the community, and of course, to get a copy of their visitor's guide. And you can also find us wherever you listen to your podcast. And remember, we like 5 stars, likes, and shares. Okay, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day. And we will see you on another episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast. Take care now.